From the Porcupine Freedom Festival in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, June 26th, 2015. Silver is trading at $15.84 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,175 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $245. Antiwar.com reports a pair of U.S. drone strikes over the past 48 hours have killed at least 9 people, none of them identified by name, but all of them labeled al-Qaeda suspects by local officials on the ground in Yemen. The Wednesday night attack hit a car in Mukalla, a port city currently under control of al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. Officials speculated that one of the slain might be a local al-Qaeda leader, but seemed unclear on the matter. Thursday's attack was against the town of Rafad in the Shabwa province and also hit a vehicle, which officials identified as a militant vehicle, but likely simply means a pickup truck or some such. A third drone strike was reported, also in the Shabwa province, but no one was reported killed. Though the U.S. withdrew all personnel from Yemen months ago, they continue to launch drone strikes. This has been a risky strategy with even less intelligence available on what they're hitting than usual, and their past track record, even with boots on the ground, was mixed at best.
For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports the U.S. Supreme Court, in a 5-4 vote, ruled on Thursday that illegal discrimination in housing need not be intentional for plaintiffs to sue. In the case of Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs via the Inclusive Communities Project, the court said legal objections to plaintiff filing under the Fair Housing Act to zoning and lending practices need only to demonstrate a disparate impact on minorities, typically presented as data and not as an individual grievance, and not a deliberate intent to discriminate. The ruling, written by Justice Anthony Kennedy, said suits targeting unlawful zoning laws and other housing restrictions that unfairly exclude minorities from certain neighborhoods without sufficient justification are at the heartland of disparate impact liability. The upholding of the housing discrimination law can be regarded as a victory for civil rights and housing rights groups and an end to efforts by opponents of the law, part of the 1968 Civil Rights Act. The law was opposed by many builders, insurers, and lenders. The Supreme Court agreed to hear challenges to the law on 2 prior occasions, only to see the cases withdrawn or settled.
In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? Will anybody care? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores.
Reuters reports a Kansas judge on Thursday temporarily blocked a new state law from taking effect next week that would ban a common second trimester abortion procedure. Lawmakers who supported the legislation banning the dilation and evacuation procedure had termed it dismemberment abortion. The law was due to take effect on July 1st, but was challenged by doctors from a clinic in Overland Park, Kansas. Shawnee County District Court Judge Larry Hendricks granted an injunction allowing the abortion methods to continue to be used in Kansas while the case is being heard. The bill had been signed by Kansas Governor Sam Brownback in April. The bill that was approved by lawmakers says the dilation and evacuation can result in the fetus being extracted in pieces. Supporters of the procedure say it is considered the safest way to terminate a pregnancy in the second trimester. Kansas Attorney General Derek Schmidt said in a statement, "This decision appears to be based on an unprecedented interpretation of the Kansas Constitution." Schmidt said the state's next step has not been determined. The plaintiffs in the case, Dr. Herbert Hodes and Dr. Tracy Nassour, a father and daughter, run a clinic in Overland Park, one of 3 abortion providers in the entire state. Oklahoma Governor Mary Fallin signed a similar ban into law in mid-April. The Oklahoma law takes effect in November. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.